destruction there, simply epic. The death toll mounting, exact numbers unknown. Now a nuclear emergency. Several badly damaged power station reactors with serious cooling problems. Pressure building. Reports now of radiation venting at 2 of them. We'll talk to a woman whose husband was in one of the plants when all this began. He escaped, but she hasn't heard from him all day and is getting desperate for word. All of it and everything else, the result of the 5th largest quake in recorded history. Just look at that wave. Followed by the wave, a fast-moving tsunami wave that turned everything in its path, even miles inland, into rubble. Watch as it hits those buildings head-on. This is what it looked like as it made landfall. You can see it's not just seawater we're talking about. There is deadly debris, cars, trucks, even small houses being swept along, smashing and battering everything in their path. The tsunami reaching all the way to the American West Coast, where several people were swept out to sea. That's how powerful the quake was. Magnitude 8.9. Look at those cars just being swept away. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, that is hundreds of times stronger than the one that leveled Port-au-Prince. Japan is maybe the best prepared country in the world for earthquakes, but nothing prepares anyone for this. At 2:46 p.m. local time, an 8.9 magnitude earthquake strikes off the east coast of Japan.
Oh my God, the building's gonna fall.
It's the most powerful earthquake recorded in the country's history, the 5th most powerful ever recorded in the world. Its shockwave churns out walls of water up to 30 feet, traveling up to a mind-boggling 500 miles an hour. A tsunami bears down on Japan's coast in minutes.
It looks like that tsunami wave is moving upstream rapidly. And we're still seeing large tsunamis moving and hitting the area of Sendai. That tsunami obviously is going to hit the coastal areas as we speak. We do not know the extent of the damage at this time, but obviously a huge tsunami.
Within just 30 minutes of the earthquake, the tsunami crashes ashore. Homes are swallowed in an instant. Water roars 6 miles inland, devouring everything in its path.
The tsunami has already engulfed some cities, fires breaking out due to the earthquake.
Cars are tossed about. We still don't know if passengers got out before the tsunami hit. Just offshore, a giant vortex of ocean currents looks like something from science fiction, but it's all too real. The airport in Sendai, closest to the earthquake's epicenter, is now, like much of the city, underwater. People stranded on its roof.
That looks like the Sendai airport, almost completely flooded.
Oil refineries erupt in flames.
It just blew up. Woo! Woo! This is crazy. Oh. It happened again. Holy
Two nuclear power plants just 150 miles from Tokyo declare a state of emergency after they lack power to cool their reactors.
Everything was shaking, and next thing they were told to get out, leave, evacuate.
Thousands are feared dead. Many more are trapped. As the death toll rises, along with the numbers of missing, an excruciatingly long night leads to daylight and the full horror of the destruction the tsunami has left in its wake. It is just past noon on Saturday now. We're live for 2 hours tonight, and we're constantly getting in new pictures. There's still a lot we have not yet heard from the worst hit areas. We have reporters on their way there close by. You're going to hear from them in a moment, but information is coming in every few minutes in bits and pieces. We need to tell you about those nuclear power plants we talked about. Word tonight of a second damaged power station venting radiation into the atmosphere. Fears of a possible, and I emphasize possible, radioactive meltdown akin to the 3 Mile Island nuclear disaster. Most experts say that is unlikely, but they're watching it very closely. The evacuation zone has now been expanded to 6 miles outside the first damaged plant. Here's what it looked like at the plant during the quake. Tremors apparently doing damage to the cooling system in one or more of the reactors. And the reactors are shut down, but they're hot, and that's causing a dangerous pressure buildup inside the reactor core, making it necessary to vent radioactive steam to try to bring that pressure down. A few moments ago, I spoke to a woman named Janie Udy. Her husband, Danny, works at the plant. She got one call from him, but now has lost contact. So, Janie, when was the last time you talked to your husband, Danny?
That was at 6:47 this morning, our time.
You haven't heard any word from him since then?
No, not a word. I've been sitting by the phone patiently waiting to hear from him. The 12-hour time is up. I thought, I was looking to maybe get a call if they could get any type of communication at daybreak, but nothing yet.
Where was he when the quake hit?
He was at Fukushima nuclear power plant.
He was inside the plant working there?
Right.
And what did he say it was like? And when I know he got one call through to you. What did he say happened?
The quake hit. It was, they're used to the quakes, but this one was different. It was hard. It was shaking the building. They knew this was different. It's something they'd never experienced before. Even the local people who work and live there were getting scared, starting to panic. They called to evacuate. When the buildings were shaking, the lights were falling from the ceiling. He said the glass was going everywhere. They had the insulation, the ductwork, everything was falling and coming down. It was very dangerous. They had the big cranes were starting to sway. They knew it was a dangerous situation. They called for evacuation, get them out. They were leaving to go outside where it's safer to get from anything to falling on them. He had to go through, a lot of them had changed, which they changed suitings, and they weren't totally in their dress attire to go out yet. That was why he was going through. He said they just running out as fast as they could.
So people running out, even not fully clothed, just whatever they had with them?
Whatever they had, just get out and grab who they could to go with them. He went through glass. He told me he cut his feet. I don't know how bad, but it kind of slowed him down. And that's what he told me that was the good thing, because with him slowing down like that, the little bit of time it took, it kept him from getting the time frame for being right in the path of the tsunami.
So he actually saw the wave of water coming.
Right. The way he explained to me, it was, he said 30 or more feet high. It was just this mass well of water sweeping. He said it just everything in its path. And he said that's what it makes you feel like how small you are on this earth when something that powerful goes by. So it was pushing anything and everything out of its way like it was nothing into the ocean.
And the little town that he was in is basically destroyed.
Basically, the way he explained it's not a little town anymore. What they were, that's where they were headed to be. Kamioka was a little town they were staying in. The hotel, that's where they were all going together for the safe place, and they didn't know what had happened till they got there. And he said getting there was a problem because the roads had they lost a lot of the roads, a lot of cave-ins. The ground had split, cars were falling into the.
So the hotel he's staying at has been destroyed.
How much
I
time I
understand they
left
grabbed
here?
some blankets because, as you said, some of them didn't even have clothes or shoes.
Right.
And when you actually talked to him, where was he?
He was outside of the hotel at Kamioka. He said they were going
Well,
to high ground.
it's an earthquake
The ground
of
was still shaking.
devastating caliber
that
hit Japan today. More than an hour. Everybody has a story. Who lives there? Horrible experiences for many people who've lost lives there. Oh, Mother Nature, your power is infinite.
And what a lot of people don't realize is it's cold there. I mean, it was snowing. I understand what you said.
A taste of her medicine. Mother Nature again. Earthquake 8.9 on the Richter scale. Someone from St. Louis, another earthquake expert, said it was actually 9.1.
This has got to be a nightmare for you waiting.
Most powerful in history, or you can say 8.9 and the fifth most powerful earthquake in history. Well, I've been recording stuff about it all day and singing songs. I want to give positive insight to the people on the ground. Have faith, keep hanging in there. You'll survive. Help is on its way now. Be well, yeah. Have faith, continue to have faith now.
Well, let me just say, we're trying to get people to
Have
the
faith.
region, and obviously, if
Continue to have faith
Danny,
now.
we'll pass along a message. If it's possible, CNN is seen widely in Japan. If you want to try to send a message to him now, in case he happens to be watching this, feel free.